What's up, guys, and welcome back to Dumbest Liberal Gun Quotes 3, Best Anti-Gun Fails compilation, Social Justice Warrior Fail versus Second Amendment. This is the third video in this series. All thanks goes out to Mr. Burgundy on YouTube. A link to the original video will be in the description below. Please, guys, go check it out. Hit that like button for him. Let him know that you appreciate him putting together these compilations for us to react to. I don't know what to expect. I've never seen Mr. Burgundy's videos before, so this is new to me. I have no idea what's going to be said. There are things that I'm going to cut out, like fillers and stuff like that, but outside of that, we're going to see the video as it was created. And we're going to react to what we see, explain why it's wrong, why it's dumb, all that other good stuff, and even go into maybe a little bit of history and possibly go into what could have been done instead. Just like the first two videos, guys. Let's get into it. I'm always looking forward to these videos. I do want to point out with this that it's not just liberals. All right, there are Republicans who are just as clueless about guns. This isn't a political issue. This is an issue where people want to talk about things that they really don't know anything about. And they're trying to score points, they're trying to win elections, or they're just trying to make a point based on their personal beliefs. And they go out and just spit out random crap that they've heard and have no clue if it's true or not. But anyways, I just wanted to make that clear that it's not just a Democrat, liberal, social justice warrior, progressive, anything like that. It's straight across the board. There's a lot of dumb Republicans too.
I own an AR-15. A lot of our listeners own AR-15s. Why should they not?
I'm willing to bet a lot of his owners or a lot of his listeners do not own AR-15s. They do not own Armalites. Most likely they own Colts that are going under the Armalite name because Colt bought out Armalite as well as the rights to continue using the name AR-15. True AR-15s are made by Armalite. What he's talking about is the AR platform. Everybody confuses that. It's just ignorance. That's all it is. It's not stupidity. It's just ignorance. The difference being ignorance, you don't know better. Stupidity, you know better and still do it. Like I'm saying here, he's probably just ignorant. He doesn't realize that AR-15 is a very specific brand of firearm. It's not just all these firearms that look alike. All the firearms that look alike, that's the platform.
To be clear, they should have them. If you purchase that AR-15, if you own it, keep it. Continue to use it responsibly. I think Texas has a real opportunity to lead on this issue right.
So here, Beto O'Rourke is definitely trying to gain votes from the pro-gun sector of his constituents
Right now, because we so jealously guard that Second Amendment. We believe in it. We'll defend it.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
So, in the first clip, you guys see him saying, yeah, keep your AR-15. You bought it. You own it. It's yours. We're going to defend your right to have it. And then in the presidential debates, he was like, we're going to take it. Again, this dude flip-flops because he speaks to his audience. He doesn't really believe in anything. There's no way of knowing what Beto O'Rourke actually thinks or what he actually believes in because he's flip-flopped on so many issues, guns being one of them, as you've just seen.
And as long as you can go on to in some neighborhoods and it is easier for you to buy a firearm than it is for you to buy a book. There are neighborhoods where it's easier for you to buy a handgun and clips than it is for you to buy a fresh vegetable.
Only illegally. I don't know why this is why I never liked Barack Obama, is he says stuff that sounds like it makes sense, but he avoids the real issue and he avoids the actual truth in almost everything that he ever talked about as president and as he was running for candidacy to become president. This is one of them. He's saying it's easier to buy a gun in some neighborhoods than it is to buy a book or to buy fresh vegetables. That's not true. It's just not true. What he's failing to say is the one word that makes all the difference, and that's legally. It's easier to illegally buy a gun than it is a book in some neighborhoods. Granted, that's not my scene. I have no clue where to go if I wanted to buy a gun illegally. That, and to me, it's just not worth it. You know, you get caught with that firearm, you're going to prison. Plain and simple, you're going to prison for a few years at least, even if it's your first offense. But this is what I don't like about politicians, especially about Barack Obama, is because he never really cut to the core of the matter. He always skirted around the truth in order to appease the people that he's talking to.
We flood communities with so many guns that it is easier for a teenager to buy a Glock than get his hands on a computer or even a book.
Well, that's really interesting that he would say that, because if I remember correctly, it was under his administration that had the Fast and Furious scandal where the government was selling guns to cartels who were then bringing them into the United States for a profit. And that was this man's doing right here. He's the one who allowed these illegal guns to come back across our border and not be sold legally. It was sold to gangsters. It was sold to criminals. And this man allowed it to happen. And they did it so they can get a small profit off of guns by selling them to Mexican cartels. And now he's sitting there complaining that, well, we've got guns that are flooding our neighborhoods. Well, you helped do it. So, the sheer hypocrisy of this, and I know this is getting really political. This is, I don't know how this is going to go over well with you guys. I guess we'll find out.
I'm Karen Mallard. I grew up in Wise County, surrounded by guns. Our family had guns my whole life. We used them for hunting, for protection, and recreation. A while back, my husband bought this AR-15. I wasn't happy about it, and after last week, I told him I wanted this gun out of my house, and he agreed with me.
So if you guys remember a couple of videos ago, and while we're doing this part right here, that's the barrel shroud, for those of you wondering. It covers part of the barrel. This is plastic, and it protects the hand from getting burned by a hot barrel. This is the muzzle, for those of you who don't know the difference. So what this woman is going to do, I've seen this clip before. She's going to actually basically cut this gun up instead of just turning it in. She's going to cut it up, and it's all propaganda. It's all to gain votes.
And then we saw Emma Gonzalez's speech, and we realized we didn't want this gun in anybody else's house either.
All you have to do if you don't want a gun is call your local police department, tell them, hey, I've got a firearm, I want to surrender, I want it destroyed. They will give you instructions. Either you can bring the gun to them or they'll come get the gun. But either way, they will grab that gun from you and they will destroy it. You don't have to do this, which is incredibly stupid, and in some states it could be considered illegal because you're modifying the firearm. Keep that in mind.
So today, we're going to destroy it.
Look at that right there. He even said it. No, you're going to make an illegal short rifle. The D should not be there. But there you go. I just said that that's what she's doing. She's illegally modifying the firearm. Oh, I didn't know that the local police investigated her. I did not know that.
When you joined the department, you spent how many hours on the gun range learning how to fire your weapon?
Absolutely, but listen, training and who can ultimately get a gun is not the problem. The problem is it's high-powered weapons. It's weapons that go through walls in some instances.
Well, a weapon's not going to go through a wall. The actual projectile is going to go through the wall. You would have to miss a stud. You would have to throw your firearm, miss a stud, and do it with considerable amount of force to make it actually go through a wall. And I'm talking about just a wall at like your house. It's definitely not going to go through a concrete wall. It's not going to go through a brick wall. So again, this is another idiot who is misspeaking. It's the actual round itself, the projectile, that can go through walls. And that depends on the projectile. High-powered firearms, the ammunition, yeah, they'll go through brick, they'll go through concrete pretty easily, but most of them end up destroying themselves when they hit something that hard. They lose so much energy that the energy and trajectory changes when they hit concrete or brick, and the odds of actually hitting whatever you're trying to hit behind that concrete or brick are pretty dang slim. But anyways.
Armory that officers wear. It's the availability of a double barrel magazine, extended clips.
Wait, what? Sorry guys, we have to go back for this.
High-powered weapons. It's weapons that go through walls in some instances. Armory that officers wear. It's the
armory that officers wear. They don't wear armories, they wear body armor. And in most cases it's level 3, which is rated up to stop up to a 50 ACP fired out of a pistol.
Availability of a double barrel magazine.
Double-barreled magazine. I have never seen a magazine that has a barrel, let alone two. Pretty sure she meant shotgun, but she said double-barreled magazine. Another case of where the individual needs to stop, think about what they're going to say, and then say it. She's going off half-cocked, just like we've seen in the other two videos with people. It's just dumb.
Extended clips. Can you?
Extended clips. We've talked about that in the first video, and we touched on a little bit in the second one, I believe. Clips for modern day rifles only exist for the M1 Garand. Everything else is a magazine or a mag. Clips and mags are two different things with two different purposes. What? Hold on. Let's see here. So this would be a double-barreled magazine. It ain't going to work worth shit, but hey, whatever. That's pretty cool. Double-barreled magazine extended clip. Double-barreled magazine extended clip. Oh, I gotta find that shirt. What do we got here? Oh my dear Lord. What in the actual fuckery is going on here? So, it looks like they put that's not even a reflex sight. That's an actual, like, mini scope on a pistol. It looks like it's is that a Glock or is that a Walther? It's hard to tell. You can't really see the lines. Oh wait, I think that might be a Walther. And then they've got the magazine here. They put two. What the hell is? That looks like a part of an M4. I guess it's supposed to simulate barrels, and then they duct taped their rounds. And what's funny is these rounds don't even fit into this firearm. They don't even fit into the magazine. These are these look like 5.56s, 2.23s. That's not going to go into this. This is probably a 9mm, maybe a 40 cal. It's not a 45. I can pretty much guarantee that. But anyways, that's funny. That is funny. I like that.
Take a look at this video used to shoot a watermelon using an AR-15.
That's not an AR-15. That's a shotgun.
Take a look at this video.
Take a look at that. That's a shotgun. That is not an AR-15.
Video used to shoot a watermelon.
You see that? He's got... He's got the slugs right here. You can even see the rounds. Oh my dear Lord.
Using an AR-15.
There you go. I don't know if that's necessarily a 12 gauge. It could be a 20 gauge, but the most common is a 12 gauge, so it probably is. But it's pretty bold to put that there on a video when you're not 100% sure.
So that might have been a reload. So the difference is a pistol can fire one round at a time.
Hold on a second. Oh, this is about the shooting that happened at the softball practice. Okay.
Pop, 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 which is what the Capitol Police were carrying. This individual had a rifle. Semi-automatic means that you can switch it to a point where it fires pop, 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 pop.
Absolutely not. This is not a gun expert. She's not a gun expert at all, and I would actually debate whether or not she was a Secret Service agent. I don't think she was. I'm going to have to look into that. I think she's she's clearly full of shit, but I don't think her credentials are correct. Supposedly, she protected 4 sitting presidents. How old is she? There's no way she protected 4 sitting presidents. I just don't see it. She looks like she's in her maybe upper 40s. Which means she would have had to have gone into the Secret Service, assuming that all 4 presidents served 8 years. That would have been, what, 32 years in the Secret Service? Which means she would have had to gone in when she was a teenager? I guess it's possible. But by no means does she know what she's talking about. What she tried to project was, in her first point was with the pistol, she was simulating a revolver. She wasn't simulating a modern day pistol, which is semi-automatic. And then she said a semi-automatic. She confused that with an automatic. Semi-automatics cannot be automatics. It's just, unless you make illegal modifications, mind you. All right, here we go. Let's see this. Fully semi-automatic. I hate that phrase. It's semi-automatic. It's not fully semi-automatic. It's just semi-automatic. Comes with the following components. Turning big bullet holder. What? Oh, I didn't even look at the picture. So they've got a revolver meshed with... Do you see the revolver? So here's the cylinder for the revolver. There's the barrel. And it looks like almost like a hand, but not quite. So this is a revolver here. And then it looks like they tried to put in, well, this is part of the revolver as well. They tried to put a mag up here, which doesn't make any sense. The mag would be back here. And then they just threw on a buttstock. Right. So turning big bullet holder. So the bullets would be here according to this picture, yet the magazine's over here. How do the bullets go from here all the way back here? That's not how that works. What happens with a magazine, the bolt slides forward that way, and it chambers the round that's in the magazine into the chamber of the rifle or the firearm. So that means this would have to be like way back here in order for that to make any sense. High capacity banana clip. Again, define high capacity. It's not a clip. Military grade night vision telescope. If it's military grade, you probably don't want it. I'll tell you that much. Having served in the military grade is nothing to be proud of, at least not anymore. There's no way to know that this is a night vision scope. And there's no way to know that it's military grade. It could be a Vortex or a Leopold for all we know. Shoulder folding thingy. This would not fold. This lever right here, when you depress it, it allows the buttstock to extend or to collapse. It does not fold on this particular picture. So this whole picture is just fucking wrong. But nothing drives me crazier than MSM using made-up words like fully semi-automatic. Exactly. It's a made-up word. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a fully semi-automatic. It's just a semi-automatic.
Originally built for the battlefield, a defining characteristic of the AR-15.
Wrong. The AR-15 was not originally built for the battlefield. It was built for civilian use, and it was given to the military to test to see if they wanted to make a bid on it.
Is the speed and power of the bullet.
It sounds worse than what it actually sounds like in real life because they are in an indoor range. I want you guys to really pay attention to that when you're watching videos about guns. It sounds a whole hell of a lot worse than it actually is because they're indoors. When you're outdoors, it doesn't sound anything like that. Secondly, he's not even shooting real bullets. How do I know that? Look at the wire that's connected. That's called a SCAT system. It's where you fire and compressed gas allows for the firearm to cycle. So when you pull the trigger, the system says, oh, he pulled the trigger. It fires, it shoots a little laser out of here to hit his target so you know where the target's hitting. The compressed gas kicks in and says, oh, we fired. Shoots a load of compressed gas in, drives the bolt back. The spring, the buffer spring back here, drives the bolt back forward, and it starts to cycle all over again. We also know that he's not firing real bullets because there's blue tape on the magazine. It's part of the SCAT system. It's a great training system if you don't want to waste bullets. The accuracy is debatable, but I do know that the Olympians here at the U.S. Olympic Training Center here in Colorado Springs, they do have a SCAT system that they use when they don't want to fire real bullets or if they can't fire real bullets for whatever reason.
Now those are single shots. If I wanted to fire this on full semi-automatic, all I do is keep firing. Now I won't probably hit the target when I do this, when we look at the target later on, but I'm going to fire about 5 shots.
Okay.
Exactly. There's no such thing.
Why are guns special? I mean, should we have a Second Amendment for bombs?
This was a...
Should we have a Second Amendment for bombs? Ugh. Oh my God.
Just impulsive morning thought, kittens, not guns, since I had the t-shirt.
Can you tell me what your sign says?
I'm just here because I don't really need a gun because I trust Hitler.
Because he trusts Hitler. Yeah. Make Hitler take the guns again. That sign's really potent because that was one of the first things Hitler did. For those of you who don't know, when Hitler was rising into power, one of the first things he did was take firearms from the general populace. If you weren't deemed a proper Nazi, your gun got taken away from you. And then once the guns were taken away from the general populace, that's when the SS troopers came in and started arresting everybody and started sending people off to concentration camps or killing them outright. all because Hitler was able to take the guns from the population. And armed citizenry cannot be defeated by government. And that's why governments try to take guns from the people, so that way the government can do whatever the hell they want, because they'll have all the firearms. If the populace has guns too, it makes it a pretty even fight. So the fact that this guy said he trusts Hitler, he should probably be in jail. I mean, honestly, we can't put him in jail for saying he trusts in Hitler, but this guy's a psycho. He's one of these people who's going to go on a rampage and kill a whole bunch of people here in the future.
You have the right to bear a musket.
Well, that's not what the Second Amendment says. The Second Amendment says right to bear arms. It doesn't say right to bear a musket.
And guns. A musket. Why just a musket? That's what the Founding Fathers intended.
No, it absolutely is not what the Founding Fathers intended. The Founding Fathers wrote the Second Amendment very, very specifically. Very specifically. And the part he's talking about, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, is not limiting. It's not. Think about it. What arm does it limit? None. The American people, if we wanted to, we should be able to purchase a CWIS. It's a firearm. We should be able to purchase a 7-inch gun if we wanted one. I don't know who would do that or why, but I mean, according to the Second Amendment, we're allowed to do that. The Congress, however, has been slowly chipping away at the Second Amendment. And first it was automatic weapons. Okay, fine. That's actually reasonable. We don't need automatic weapons. It's fun to shoot them, though. So, should they have taken away automatic weapons? No. And technically, you can still get automatic weapons. I discussed that in the first 2 videos. But the common person isn't going to be able to get one. The Second Amendment in no way whatsoever limits what firearm the populace can have. In no way whatsoever. And not only that, but the Second Amendment says shall not be infringed, which means our rights to keep and bear arms, keep and carry firearms, shall not be infringed. What that means is shall not be changed or taken away. So, anyways, I can do a whole video on the Second Amendment. If you guys want to see that, by all means, let me know and I'll do it. That's a perfect quote right there. Alright, so there we have it, guys. I'm curious as to hear what you guys think about all that. This one definitely went more political than the other 2 videos, but it did get better. So hopefully you won't chew me up too badly in the comments section. But I would like to hear your comments. Keep it civil, guys. Don't be bashing each other or me on a personal level. Bash your ideas if you want, but keep it generalized. Don't get personal with it. That's all I ask. If I see it getting personal, your comment will be removed. I'll just put it that way. This is about opening up discussion and having an actual discussion, not having a debate. Having an actual discussion to express our ideas, express our beliefs, and see if we can't come up with an actual solution. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider hitting that like button and consider hitting that subscribe button. I do greatly appreciate it. Make sure you drop by Mr. Burgundy's YouTube channel. Show him some love. And as always, be safe, be cool, have fun. We'll catch you in the next one.